It was early morning in the busy streets of the city. Shopkeepers were opening their stores, people were rushing to work, and the air was filled with the noise of traffic and footsteps. Outside a small, old bakery stood a boy, barefoot, weak, and shaking. His clothes were dirty, torn, and too thin for the cold air. He looked no older than 10. He tried to walk, but his legs gave up. The boy collapsed right there on the footpath, just a few steps away from the bakery's entrance. People saw him fall, but no one stopped. Some looked, then looked away. A few whispered, "Poor child," but continued walking. Others stepped around him like he was trash on the road. Inside the bakery, a man named Ibrahim stood behind the glass counter. He was in his late 60s with a white beard and tired eyes. His bakery was small and mostly empty. Only a few loaves of bread and some dry buns sat on the shelves. Ibrahim had owned the bakery for 30 years. Once, it was full of customers. Now, only a few came by. Business was slow, bills were piling up. Sometimes he barely had enough money to buy flour. He looked out the window and saw the boy lying still. Ibrahim's heart sank. "Is he okay?" he whispered to himself. A few more people passed by the boy. No one stopped. Ibrahim didn't think twice. He quickly removed his apron and walked out of the shop. He knelt beside the boy. The child's face was pale, his lips dry. He was breathing, but very weak. "Son, can you hear me?" Ibrahim asked softly. The boy moved his head slightly, but couldn't speak. Ibrahim carefully lifted the boy in his arms. The boy was as light as a feather. From across the street, a young woman holding her phone noticed the scene. She quietly took a picture. An old man carrying a fainted boy into a bakery. She didn't know it yet, but that photo would change everything. Back inside the shop, Ibrahim laid the boy gently on a small wooden bench. He took a clean towel, poured some water, and wiped the boy's face. Then he brought a small plate of fresh bread and a glass of warm milk. The boy opened his eyes slowly. He looked scared. "It's okay, son. You're safe now," Ibrahim said with a warm smile. The boy sat up weakly and took the bread in both hands. He ate like he hadn't seen food in days. "What's your name?" Ibrahim asked. The boy paused, then said softly, "Ravi." "How old are you, Ravi?" 10, he replied. "Where are your parents?" Ravi looked down and didn't answer. Ibrahim didn't push. He could see pain in the boy's eyes. "It's all right. You rest now," Ibrahim said kindly. He gave Ravi a blanket and let him lie down again. As the boy rested, Ibrahim sat beside him, staring at the flickering light bulb hanging above. His bakery was old. The roof leaked when it rained. The shelves were nearly empty. But at that moment, none of it mattered. He had saved a child. That was enough for now. That night, Ibrahim didn't sleep. He sat on a chair near Ravi, making sure the boy stayed warm. He boiled some rice and kept extra food aside in case the boy woke up hungry again. Outside, the city slept. The streets were quiet. But across the street, in a small apartment, the woman who took the photo uploaded it on social media with the caption, "A poor baker was the only one to help this child. Humanity still exists." She didn't expect much. Maybe a few likes. But the post started getting shared. First by her friends, then by strangers, then by influencers. By midnight, the image had thousands of likes and shares. People began commenting things like, "This man deserves the world. If anyone knows who this is, please tell me. We need more people like him." But Ibrahim had no idea. He didn't even own a smartphone. He sat quietly in his bakery, next to a child he didn't know, in a world that had forgotten him. Yet that small act of kindness, carrying a boy from the cold and giving him a piece of bread, was about to become the first step in a miracle neither of them expected. The next morning, the sun rose slowly over the city. Ibrahim woke up early as usual. His bones ached, but he smiled when he saw the boy still sleeping peacefully under the blanket. The cold night had passed and Ravi was safe. Ibrahim quietly boiled some tea and heated a fresh bun in his small oven. The smell of bread filled the tiny bakery. A few minutes later, Ravi woke up. He sat up, rubbing his eyes. Good morning, Beta, Ibrahim said kindly. Are you feeling better? Ravi nodded. Yes, thank you. Ibrahim gave him the warm bun and a glass of milk. Ravi smiled and ate slowly this time, feeling more relaxed. After breakfast, Ibrahim asked gently, "Do you remember how you got here?" Ravi stayed silent for a moment, then said, "I was walking, I was hungry. I hadn't eaten in 2 days. Where is your family?" Ibrahim asked softly. "My mother is sick. My father." "He left," Ravi whispered. Ibrahim's heart sank. Ravi continued, "I tried asking people for food, but they told me to go away." Ibrahim placed a hand on his shoulder. "You're not alone now, son." Outside the bakery, things were changing fast. The photo of Ibrahim carrying Ravi into the shop had gone viral overnight. It was now all over social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. People were talking about the kind old baker who helped a poor fainted child when no one else did. News channels began calling the woman who took the photo. She shared Ibrahim's bakery name and address. People started posting comments. "We want to support him. Let's help the old man who saved that boy." By 9 a.m., a black car stopped in front of the bakery. A young man in a suit stepped out, holding a camera. He knocked gently on the bakery door. Ibrahim was surprised. "Yes? Can I help you?" "Sir, I'm from City News. Are you the man in this photo?" He showed the picture on his phone. Ibrahim looked at it and smiled shyly. "Yes, that's me." "We'd like to tell your story," the reporter said. "Everyone is talking about your kindness." "I just helped a child," Ibrahim said. "That's not a big thing." "But it is," the reporter replied. "You did what no one else did." Soon, more cars arrived. More reporters. More cameras. People came with gifts, groceries, and donations. Some brought toys and clothes for Ravi. Others came to hug Ibrahim and say thank you. Ravi watched with wide eyes. "What's happening?" he whispered. "You, my boy," Ibrahim said with a smile, "have brought light into this bakery." One woman came in crying. She said, "My own father was a baker. He died last year. Your story touched me deeply." A man offered to fix the broken oven for free. A young chef from a big hotel said, "Sir, I want to train here in your bakery, just to learn from a man like you." Ibrahim was overwhelmed. He had never seen such love in all his years. By the afternoon, a long line formed outside the bakery. People didn't come just to buy bread. They came to meet the man whose kindness had reminded them what humanity meant. Inside the bakery, Ravi sat in a corner, holding a small teddy bear someone had gifted him. He looked at Ibrahim and asked, "Am I allowed to stay here?" Ibrahim knelt beside him. "This is your home now, son, for as long as you need." Tears filled Ravi's eyes. Outside, one of the news reporters said live on TV, "This is not just a story of kindness. It is a miracle. One small act, one fainted boy, one poor baker, and now the entire city stands behind them." That evening, the bakery had more visitors than it had in 10 years. Some customers cried, some prayed, some just smiled, but everyone left with something more than bread. They left with hope. Ibrahim sat near the counter, tired but happy. He looked at Ravi, who was now peacefully asleep again, warm and safe, and he thought to himself, "I may be poor in money, but today I am the richest man alive." The next morning, Ibrahim opened the bakery door as usual, but nothing felt normal anymore. People were already waiting outside, even before sunrise. Some came from faraway towns just to meet him. Others brought toys, food, and warm clothes for Ravi. The little boy, once ignored by the world, now had more love than he had ever known. Ibrahim looked around and smiled kindly at everyone. He worked hard the whole morning, baking fresh bread, buns and sweets with his old hands, trying not to let the crowd distract him. But deep inside, he felt something new. He was not alone anymore. As the crowd settled down, a sleek black car stopped outside the bakery. 2 men stepped out, dressed in neat suits. They looked around and then entered. "Are you Mr. Ibrahim?" one of them asked. "Yes," he replied softly. "We are from Hearts Foundation, a charity group that helps kind-hearted people like you," the man said. "We saw your story on the news." Ibrahim nodded politely. "Thank you for coming." The second man opened a small leather folder and placed it on the counter. Inside was a printed form and a check. "We want to offer a full renovation of your bakery," the man said. "New machines, new counters, new flooring, everything modern. At no cost." Ibrahim's eyes widened. Why would you do this for me?" "Because you helped a fainted boy when no one else would," the man replied. "The world saw your heart. Now let us help you continue spreading kindness." Ibrahim was speechless. Just then, Ravi entered from the back room, rubbing his eyes. "Uncle, who are they?" "They're friends," Ibrahim said with a smile. The charity team looked at Ravi. "He's the boy you helped, right?" Ibrahim nodded proudly. "Yes, his name is Ravi." The man bent down and gave Ravi a chocolate. "You're very lucky to have him," he said to Ibrahim. "I'm the lucky one," Ibrahim replied. The two men explained the renovation plans, a clean baking space, a proper resting area for Ibrahim, and even a study corner for Ravi. But then came the most surprising offer. "We also want to give Ravi a full scholarship," the man added. "He can go to school now. All fees, books, clothes, everything will be covered." Ibrahim blinked, holding back tears. He looked at Ravi, whose eyes sparkled with hope. "School?" Ravi asked. "Really?" "Yes, beta," the man said with a smile. "You will study. You will have a future." Ibrahim sat down slowly on his old wooden chair. He had lived a simple, lonely life for years, just him and his small oven. But now, in just 2 days, his entire world had changed. He looked at the check and the renovation papers, then at Ravi. "If it means he gets a better life, then yes, I accept." The man shook his hand warmly. "You've done your part. Now let the world do its part." That evening, construction workers came to take measurements of the bakery. New machines were ordered. Walls were to be painted. The old wooden shelves would be replaced. Ravi sat at the window, drawing pictures with a pen someone had gifted him. He drew a bakery, a smiling old man, and a boy with a school bag. Ibrahim watched him quietly and thought, maybe this is what miracles really look like. Not big, loud events, but small acts of kindness that grow into something beautiful. Just as he was about to close the bakery for the night, a man entered. He was dressed in an old coat, looked tired, and carried a small bag. "Are you the baker who helped the boy?" the man asked. "Yes," Ibrahim said. "Can I help you?" The man paused. I'm Ravi's uncle. I saw him on the news. His mother, my sister, is in the hospital. She's been asking about him." Ibrahim froze. "She's alive?" "Yes," the man said. "Barely, but she's fighting, and she wants to see her son." Ravi looked up at the word mother. Tears formed in his small eyes. "My mama?" Ibrahim turned to him. "Yes, beta, your mother, she's alive." Ravi stood still, shocked. He hadn't seen her in months. The man continued. "She's in the city hospital. We don't have much money, but if I take Ravi there, maybe it will give her strength." Ibrahim held Ravi's hand. "Then let's go see her," he said, "tonight." The night was cold, but inside Ibrahim's heart there was warmth. He wrapped Ravi in a wool shawl and stepped into the auto rickshaw with the boy and his uncle. The ride to the city hospital was long and bumpy, but none of them spoke much. Ravi kept looking out the window with wide eyes, his fingers tightly gripping Ibrahim's hand. "I'm scared," he whispered. Ibrahim smiled gently. "It's okay, beta. Your mother will be so happy to see you." They reached the hospital at midnight. It was quiet, with only a few dim lights glowing in the hallway. The smell of medicine filled the air. Ravi's uncle led the way to the 4th floor, where his sister was admitted. They stopped outside a door. "She's weak," the uncle said. "The doctors aren't sure if she'll make it through the week, but when she saw your photo with the baker on TV, she cried and asked for all you." Ibrahim's heart ached. He slowly opened the door. Inside, on a thin bed, lay a woman with pale skin and tired eyes. Machines beeped beside her. She looked fragile, almost like a shadow. Ravi froze at the door. "Mama," he whispered. The woman opened her eyes slowly. She blinked once, twice, and then her lips trembled. "Ravi," she breathed out. He ran to her bed and hugged her. Tears flowed down both their faces. "I lost you," she cried, her weak arms wrapping around him. "I missed you every day, Mama," Ravi said. "I looked everywhere." Ibrahim stood at the door, quietly wiping his eyes. It was a moment he knew the boy would never forget. The mother looked up at Ibrahim. You saved my son." "I just did what any man with a heart should do," Ibrahim replied softly. She tried to sit up. "Thank you. I have nothing but thank you." "You have something very precious," Ibrahim said. "You have Ravi." Doctors came in and checked her condition. Her pulse was stronger than yesterday. One nurse smiled at Ibrahim and whispered, "She's fighting harder now. It's like she got her reason to live back." Ibrahim stayed the night at the hospital. He bought soup for the mother, sat beside Ravi while he slept, and prayed silently. The next morning, something unexpected happened. A woman walked into the hospital room holding a camera and a microphone. "Mr. Ibrahim?" she asked. "Yes? I'm from City Life News. We've been following your story. People across the country are inspired. Donations have been pouring in." "I didn't ask for money," Ibrahim said kindly. "But people want to help," she replied. "They saw a baker who had nothing give everything. Now they want to give back." She handed him a list. Ibrahim's hands trembled as he read it. There were offers to build a new home for Ravi and his mother, open a school fund for Ravi, expand the bakery into a proper shop with a sitting area, give medical treatment support to Ravi's mother. He couldn't believe it. One simple act of kindness, giving bread and a blanket to a fainted boy, had started all of this. Just then Ravi looked up at Ibrahim and said, "Uncle, can I stay with you?" Ibrahim sat beside him. "You'll always have a home with me, Beta. But your mama is getting better. You'll stay with her too." Ravi smiled, then hugged him. Later that day, while walking back to the bakery, Ibrahim passed the same street where Ravi had fainted. It was now filled with posters. "Kindness lives here." People waved at him, others saluted him. But Ibrahim stayed humble. He walked slowly, carrying 2 loaves of fresh bread under his arm. Back at the bakery, a surprise was waiting. The workers had already started the renovation. The walls were being painted. A new signboard was ready. "Bakers. Heart, a place of warmth." Ibrahim chuckled. All this for one act? But he knew it wasn't just about bread or even the boy. It was about showing the world that kindness still existed. And now his life was no longer quiet and lonely. It was full of love, visitors, smiles, and the laughter of a little boy named Ravi. Days passed, and the bakery was no longer empty. People came not just for bread, but to meet the man who helped a poor, fainted boy with nothing but water, food, and love. Children waved to Ibrahim when they passed by. Strangers brought him gifts. Customers lined up every morning, but Ibrahim stayed the same. He baked, he smiled, he still gave free bread to those who were hungry. Ravi's mother had now moved into a small flat near the bakery. She visited every day, slowly getting better, with the help of doctors and care from her son. Ravi also came to the bakery daily and helped Ibrahim carry flour, mix dough, and serve sweets. Life was finally calm. Until one evening, just before closing time, a stranger walked into the bakery. He wore a black coat and sunglasses. His shoes were polished. His watch looked expensive, but his face was cold. "Are you Ibrahim, the baker?" the man asked. "Yes, I am," Ibrahim replied, wiping his hands on a towel. The man placed a business card on the counter. "My name is Mr. Arman. I work for someone very powerful. He wants to meet you." "Me?" Ibrahim asked, confused. "Yes, Armand said, his tone serious. Tomorrow morning at this address. Ibrahim looked at the card. It had a golden logo and an office name, SK Holdings, Tower Floor 32, City Center. He had never heard of it. Why? Does this person want to meet me? You'll know when you come, the man replied and left without saying another word. Ravi, who was in the back, peeked through the curtain. Uncle, who was that? I don't know, Beta, but something tells me it's important. That night, Ibrahim couldn't sleep. He kept thinking, was it someone angry? Did I do something wrong? The next morning, he dressed in his cleanest clothes, a simple white kurta and black sandals. Ravi wanted to come along, but Ibrahim asked him to stay and help his mother. The commerce journey to the city tower took over an hour. The building was tall and shiny, made of glass and steel. Ibrahim had never seen anything like it. When he entered the 32nd floor, 2 guards opened the door without asking questions. Inside, he saw a man sitting in a big leather chair, facing the window. The chair turned. It was an older man, in his late 50s, with gray hair, kind eyes, and a gentle smile. You're Ibrahim. The baker, he said. Yes, I am, Ibrahim answered nervously. The man stood up. My name is Samir Khanna. I'm Ravi's grandfather. Ibrahim was shocked. What? But Ravi said his grandparents died long ago. The man nodded. We weren't allowed near him. Years ago, when my son married Ravi's mother, our family didn't accept her. I was a foolish man back then. I cut ties with my son. His voice broke. Then, my son died in an accident, and I didn't even attend the funeral. Ibrahim stood silently listening. I searched for them, but they had disappeared. I never found them. Until I saw that photo of you carrying my grandson into your bakery. I knew those eyes. I knew that child was mine. Tears fell down Samir's face. I want to meet him. I want to help, but I'm scared he won't forgive me. Ibrahim took a deep breath. Sir, the boy is kind. He's been through pain, but his heart is pure. Maybe he will forgive you. Samir handed Ibrahim a box. Please give this to him. It has my contact details. And something else. Ibrahim took the box and nodded. I'll tell him. As he was about to leave, Samir called out, Wait. He walked to a side drawer and handed Ibrahim a sealed envelope. This is for you. For saving my grandson, please don't say no. Ibrahim opened it slowly. It was a letter and a property paper. Samir had gifted Ibrahim the entire shop space, plus 2 nearby rooms. For a future home or expansion, I don't know how to thank you, Samir said, but this is a start. Ibrahim was silent for a moment. Then he folded the papers gently. I didn't help him for a reward, but I'll accept it, because maybe now I can help even more people. Samir smiled. You're a rare man. Ibrahim left the tower with the box and envelope in his hands, but his heart was heavy with a question. Should Ravi meet his grandfather? Would it bring healing or more pain? As the sun set behind the tall buildings, he knew the next chapter of this story was going to be even more emotional. When Ibrahim returned to the bakery, the sun was already setting. The streets were quiet, and the smell of fresh bread filled the air. Inside, Ravi was sweeping the floor. He looked up and ran to the door. Uncle, you're back. What happened? Who was that man? Ibrahim smiled gently and placed the small box on the counter. I met someone today, Ravi. Someone from your past. Ravi frowned. From my past? Yes. Ibrahim said slowly. His name is Samir Khanna. He's your grandfather. Ravi froze. His broom dropped to the floor. My grandfather? But Mama said we had no family left. She didn't lie, Ibrahim said softly. But she was protecting you. Years ago, your father's family rejected your mother. After your father passed away, your mother didn't want anything to do with them. Ravi sat down, trying to understand. Ibrahim placed a hand on his shoulder. Your grandfather regrets everything. He's been looking for you. When he saw the photo of you and me, he recognized you. Tears filled the boy's eyes. Why now? After so many years? Sometimes people realize their mistakes late, Ibrahim said, but it's never too late to try and fix them. Ravi stared at the box. What's in there? Open it, Ibrahim replied. Ravi carefully lifted the lid. Inside was a photograph of a young man holding a baby, his father holding him. There was also a necklace with a tiny locket and a handwritten letter. Ravi opened the letter slowly. It read, Dear Ravi, I don't deserve your forgiveness. I turned my back on my own son because of pride. I lost him forever, and with him I lost you too. But when I saw the picture of you being carried by a man who had nothing, yet gave you everything, I knew it was you. Please give me one chance to meet you. I want to know you and help you and your mother in any way I can. Even if you say no, I will understand. But I will wait, always. Love your grandfather, Samir Khanna. Ravi's hands trembled. His lips quivered. He sounds sorry. Ibrahim nodded. He is, and he's not forcing you. The choice is yours. Ravi sat quietly for a long time. Then he stood up and walked outside. He looked at the street, the same place he had fainted. Not so long ago, he thought about that day, how people walked past him, how no one cared, except one man. He looked back at the bakery window where Ibrahim stood watching him with gentle eyes. I don't know if I can forgive him, Ravi said, his voice shaking. But maybe I can listen. That night, Ravi told his mother everything. She cried, not out of anger, but fear. Fear that her son might get hurt again. But she finally said, If your heart says meet him, go. Just be careful. The next morning, a luxury car arrived outside the bakery. It wasn't flashy. It was simple, but strong, like the man who stepped out. Samir Khanna wore a plain sweater and carried no guards, no gifts, no pride. He looked at Ibrahim and whispered, Is he here? Ravi stepped forward. For a moment, no one said a word. Then Samir knelt down, his eyes filled with tears. I'm so sorry, Beta. I missed every moment of your life. Ravi stood frozen. Then slowly he stepped forward and hugged the old man tightly. Everyone in the bakery clapped. Some cried, but none more than Ibrahim, who had brought two hearts back together. That day, the bakery didn't sell much bread, but it was full of love. Later, Samir sat with Ibrahim and said, I want to help your bakery grow. And I want you and Ravi to be part of our family, but only if you agree. Ibrahim smiled. Let's take it one step at a time. But deep inside, he felt something he hadn't felt in years. Peace. As the sun shined through the bakery window, the once poor shop now held something richer than money. Family, forgiveness, and hope. A few weeks passed since Ravi met his grandfather, Samir Khanna. Things had changed, but in a quiet, beautiful way. Ravi now visited Samir every weekend. They talked about his father, shared stories, and sometimes just sat together in silence. It was strange at first, but slowly, something healed inside Ravi's heart. His mother also met Samir again after so many years. The first meeting was hard. There were tears, old wounds, and long silences, but Samir said just one thing. I know I can't change the past, but I'm here for whatever future you allow me. That one line melted years of anger. She finally forgave him. Back in the village, the bakery was no longer the same. Mr. Samir had quietly helped fix the roof, repaint the walls, and even add new machines. But he didn't put his name on anything. He only said, This is still Ibrahim's bakery. I'm just a quiet helper. Customers increased, not because of luxury, but because of love. People said, This bakery has something special in the air. One afternoon, a journalist who had seen the viral photo visited the bakery. She asked Ibrahim, Why did you help that boy when no one else did? Ibrahim replied with a soft smile, Because I knew what it feels like to be invisible. The next day, a full article was published online. The poor baker who changed a child's life and didn't ask for anything in return. The story touched millions. Soon people started visiting the bakery just to meet Ibrahim, not because he was famous, but because he reminded them that kindness still existed. A rich businessman offered to buy the bakery and turn it into a restaurant. Ibrahim refused. "I didn't open this shop for profit," he said. "I opened it so no one who's hungry has to walk away." Samir respected that. He promised to always support from the shadows. One evening, Ravi stood by the bakery door watching the sunset. He turned to Ibrahim. "Uncle," he said, you know what I want to be when I grow up?" "What?" Ibrahim asked. "A baker," Ravi said with a big smile. "Just like you." Ibrahim's eyes filled with tears. "But not just a baker," Ravi added. "A kind one who never lets anyone feel alone." That night, Samir, Ravi, his mother, and Ibrahim had dinner together inside the bakery. There were no golden plates, no expensive lights, just warm bread, laughter, and love. Suddenly, someone knocked on the door. A young boy, around 6, stood outside, dirty, scared, and shivering. Everyone looked at each other. Without a word, Ibrahim opened the door, knelt down, and said, "Come inside, Beta, you're safe here." The boy entered, eyes wide with hope. Ravi gave him his own blanket. Samir served him hot soup. And Ibrahim? He sat beside him and whispered, "You're not alone anymore." That night the bakery gave bread to one more hungry child, and a new chapter began, because sometimes all it takes is one act of kindness to start a miracle.